Before we begin this podcast, please be advised that the following episode contains language that some listeners may find offensive and inappropriate. The opinions expressed by the host and guests are their own and do not reflect the views of the podcast producers. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Voices of a Killer. When we last left off, we learned about the history of Derrell Spellmeyer, a man whose early life appeared scattered and hopeless. We learned of his drug-filled youth, doing cocaine and meth at the young age of 13, and then his eventual path to becoming a preacher. Derrell took us through his past offenses and his struggles with addiction that would be his ultimate demise. Today, we continue his story, uncovering the truth behind the shocking details that derailed his life for good. We also learn the involvement of Mandy and Garland Mitchell and how a drive changed their lives forever on this episode of Voices of a Killer.
These victims in your case, how do you know them?
I didn't really know them that well. I just knew of them from living down the street.
And what did you know of them? They were just simply an older couple that lived down there?
Yeah, they was renting a house. They had several people renting from them.
Had you ever
Staying there with them.
staying in the same place?
Yeah.
Had you ever had any interaction whatsoever with the victims prior to this, waving or anything?
With what?
The victims, had you had any contact whatsoever with the victims, even if it's just waving or anything?
With the victims, did I have any contact with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my brother-in-law. He was my ex-brother-in-law, married to my ex-wife's sister.
The victim is?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually knew them from past family stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you know that they had pills in their house?
Because I bought them from before.
Oh, you actually used to buy pain pills?
Whenever I run out, I always went to them for pills.
Gotcha. And did you not just maybe call them and say, hey, I want to buy some? Or did you decide that you were going to steal them anyway?
No, I didn't. I wasn't planning on stealing them because I had $400. I was planning on buying some.
Did they not want to sell it to you?
No, they were just out of them. They only had 8 pills on them.
And you so you went in there for
lying to me.
So, oh, okay. These folks that your co-defendants, Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, you're sitting out there in front of the victim's house in their vehicle. I don't understand.
Yeah, they were sitting out there in the van while I went inside.
What were y'all talking about in the van prior to you going in there? Was it about how you think that they got more pills and things like that?
No, they were just showing me the gun that they carried. They were talking about Mandy said her husband's gun is her husband's gun, and that they was talking about how he carries it because he was a bondsman. He was a bounty hunter.
Who, Garland?
Garland's brother, Mandy Mitchell's husband, was a bondsman, was a bounty hunter.
Were they talking about you should go in there and use the gun to get the pills?
No, they were just showing it to me and took it. I just grabbed it, took it, and ran with it.
Yep. So why did you take the gun?
I wanted to be Mr. Big Shit with the gun.
So you went in there planning to rob them?
Yeah, basically.
Now, these are elderly people. Carol is 53 and Freddie is 66. What kind of folks were these? You obviously knew them from family stuff. What kind of people were these? Were they people that would have stood up to you? Were they people that would have just are good old people or what?
No, they were drug addicts.
They were drug addicts?
Yeah.
So whenever you took that gun, in your mind, you're going to go in there and basically pull the gun and take the pills and just get out of there, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
I was going to give him $100.
So you were going to give the victims $100 and take their pills, and instead you killed them?
Yeah.
Let's back up still just a little bit. You take the gun and you start heading into the house. Are you thinking right there before you get into the house? Are you thinking, hey, I'm going to kill these people?
No, I was thinking about just shooting around off inside the house, but I didn't know that I was serious. That's what I was thinking about.
Gotcha. So whenever you got to the door, did you knock or did you push your way in? What did you do?
I just opened the door and walked in.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
When you, prior to knowing them, had you ever entered into the house like that, or you never really been there like that?
I never really. I just walked in. I never knocked. They knew me. They knew me. I just walked in.
In the murder of Freddie and Carol Wilson, Derrell wasn't acting alone. Accompanying him was 30-year-old Mandy Mitchell and her brother-in-law, 47-year-old Garland Mitchell. Unbeknownst to them at the time, the pair would become entangled in the deadly events that followed. The Mitchells initially thought they were simply helping Derrell secure more pain pills from the Wilsons, a couple who had supplied Derrell with pills in the past. Derrell claimed to have $400 on him, intending to purchase the pills. However, the situation quickly escalated when the Wilsons told him they were out. At that moment, Derrell, who had taken a .32 caliber handgun from Mandy, decided to use it, turning what might have been a tense confrontation into a deadly one. As Derrell explained the events of that day, his account slowly unravels, leaving us questioning the truth behind his version. He later confesses that before entering the Wilsons' home, he had already taken the gun from the Mitchells, fully intending to use it to intimidate and steal rather than make a legitimate purchase. But his contradiction still begs the question, did he have prior knowledge that they were out? Or was his intention the entire time to rob and steal the pills? Regardless of his motive, Derrell still took the gun, fired it, and as we soon learn in graphic detail, killed Carol and Freddie Wilson. We hear more after the break.
So whenever you walked in, where were they?
It was both in the bedroom. They had separate bedrooms.
But they were both in one bedroom?
Yeah, one bedroom was in the back of the trailer, and the other bedroom was in the front of the trailer.
Did you have the gun in hand, visible?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So whenever you went into the bedroom that they were in, you said they were both in the same bedroom?
No, they was in separate bedrooms.
Which one did you get to first?
I went to her bedroom first.
So you walked in. What was Carol doing as soon as you saw her?
She was fidgeting around, just fumbling through stuff in her bedroom.
She didn't know that you were coming in?
No.
And whenever she saw you, you had gun in hand?
Yeah.
Whenever she saw you, what did she say?
Said, "What are you doing with that gun?"
What did you say?
Said, "I'm here to get some pills."
And what was her response?
Do what? Oh, her response?
Yeah.
She said, "We ain't got any."
Was she really nervous, you seeing you standing there with that gun and asking for pills?
Yeah, she was nervous.
And how far were you when you were asking this?
How far was I?
Yeah, from her.
Point blank range,
So you walked right up to her?
pretty much.
And whenever she said, "I don't have any," what was your very next reaction?
I went into the other bedroom.
No, you skipped something. You just left her there and you went into another bedroom?
Yeah.
So she's still
Went to go
alive?
pick Freddie up.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
What did she say when you walked away? Like, where are you going?
She didn't say anything.
So you went in there, asked her for pills. She said, "I don't have any." So you turned around and went over to Freddie's room?
Yeah.
Did Freddie hear you talking to her prior to you getting in there?
I don't think so.
Whenever you walked in there, what was Freddie doing?
He was sleeping.
Did you walk up to his bed and yell at him or wake him up or shake him?
Yeah, I woke up. I woke him up.
How'd you wake him up? You shook him?
Yeah, I shook him.
Did Carol follow you in there?
Yeah.
What was she saying as she followed you?
That we ain't got any pills.
We ain't
got any pills.
She just kept saying that nervously?
Yeah.
Are you still thinking about just taking the pills at this point and nothing else?
Yeah. And then I fired the round off.
Well, hold on. Did you fire the round off whenever Freddie was sleeping or after you woke him up?
I fired the round off by her head. I didn't mean to shoot her, but I shot her and went through her eye and came out the back of her head.
So when did you do this? Whenever she was after she followed you?
Yeah.
Did you wake up Freddie yet?
Did she wake up Freddie?
No, did you wake up Freddie yet?
Yeah, he started waking up. He's like, fuck.
And whenever he woke up, did you just turn around and shoot Carol?
Yeah.
Did you put it to her forehead?
No, I shot it. I shot in her direction. I didn't mean to shoot her. I went just to shoot, just to make her shut up.
And it hit her it hit her in the head?
Yeah.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
I accidentally hit her, struck her right in the eye, and went through her eye and out the back of her head.
Did she just drop right there?
Yeah, she dropped right there, but she's still living. She's still alive. She got up off the floor.
Oh, that's right. She called 911, didn't she?
Yeah, I told her to call 911.
Come on, Derrell. You told her to call 911?
Yeah.
Whenever she dropped like that, what did Freddie do?
Freddie got up out of bed.
So
Tried to wrestle me for the gun.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, Derrell, it's really hard to believe that you told her to kill Freddie. Do you think that that's what you did?
Yeah, I killed her first. I shot off another round, and when I did, it struck her in the head again.
Yeah, what's that? Hey, what's that noise?
That's me shaking. I
Oh,
got Parkin.
okay. So, whenever you shot her and she fell, did she start moaning or crawl? Because you didn't kill her, but you shot her really good where she fell. Did she lay there or what happened?
No, she got up off the she got up off the ground pretty quick.
Wow, what a strong woman.
Yeah, she was. Surprised me.
And she got up. Did she say anything like you fucking shot me or what?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, oops.
You said oops.
I said, oops.
Yeah, that's a pretty big oops.
High and panicked, Derrell became reckless. He stormed into the home of Carol and Freddie Wilson without hesitation, wielding a gun. His first stop was Carol's bedroom, where he swung the weapon, issuing threats. Then he made his way to Freddie's room, where Freddie had been sleeping, and forcibly woke him up. The tension escalated when Carol emerged from her room, screaming at Derrell in fear and confusion. In a panicked attempt to silence her, Derrell fired his gun, intending to stop her shouting. The bullet struck Carol in the eye, exiting the back of her head, causing her to collapse. Although severely injured, Carol was still alive. Derrell's chilling response, a casual oops. As we soon learn, moments after she fell, Carol managed to make a call to 911. This call was crucial because responders were able to hear the events transpiring in the background and the mention of Derrell's name.
So what did Freddie say when you shot his wife?
He said, give me that fucking gun.
And what'd you do? You turn around and shot him?
I turned around and he grabbed for the gun. And that's when we wrestled for it. And then I shot a round off. And that's when it struck and killed her.
Wait a second. You're wrestling around with Freddie, and you shot a round off and it hit her. Did you say anything while this is happening? Like anything?
I told him, I said, I guess I might have to kill you too.
And did you have enough rounds to kill Freddie?
Yeah. He grabbed hold of the gun, and when he grabbed hold of the gun, he pulled it towards him, and then when he pulled it towards him, it was directly underneath his chin. And I pulled the trigger. Blew the top of his head off.
Are you insinuating that he pulled it over to commit suicide?
He pulled it to just try to pull it away from me.
Okay, so
when he did, he pulled it straight to himself.
So he accidentally pulled it over and you shot him.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever he did that, was he on top of you?
No, he was pretty much almost on top of me.
And whenever you shot him like that, did blood just squirt all over you?
Yeah, I had brains and blood all over me.
You shot him more than once?
No, just one time.
And I guess Carol twice?
Yeah, Carol twice.
Now, it's my understanding that the news says that you stabbed as well?
Yeah, I stabbed him a couple of times.
So you obviously did this after you got up from this fight. You went, grabbed the knife, and came back and stabbed him?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I still don't know from this day.
Who did you stab first?
I stabbed her.
Where'd you stab her at? Where's the first place you stabbed her?
Stabbed her in the back.
Was she yelling at you? Stop?
Yeah.
How many times did you stab her?
One time she said, stop stabbing me.
She said, stop stabbing me?
Yeah.
What did you say to her when she said that?
Said, all right.
Did you stop because she asked you to?
Yeah, I just stopped. Like I said, I was high on that K2. I was kind of like hallucinating.
Yeah. Did you find the pain pills?
Yeah, I had 4 in me.
So, but you found their pain pills?
Yeah, I found hers. She had 8 pain pills altogether. Only 8 pain pills.
Yeah.
I went through her purse after she died.
And how many did you...
Took $400 and her pain pills.
But she didn't die, right? She called 911?
She called 911, but then I shot her and killed her.
So you were going at... Were you searching for pills while she was calling 911?
No.
Did you let her call 911?
I waited until she died, then I.
But did you know she called 911?
Yeah, I was in a hurry to get out of there.
But you knew she called 911. Did you shoot her after she made the final call?
Yeah.
What, did you purposefully wait for her to call 911 and then shot her?
Yeah, I didn't mean to kill her. Like I said, I didn't mean to kill anybody. It happened.
I know that you were high as shit, but all the stuff you did means that you mean to do it.
You have 1 minute left.
When you fucking shoot somebody and... Yeah. So, did you shoot Carol as she was calling 911 or while she was holding the phone?
She was standing up.
Did she plead with you not to shoot her?
No.
Did you shoot her from behind, execution style?
No.
Where did you shoot her the last time?
Across the room.
You shot in the body?
I was aiming towards the wall, but it hit her somewhere. I don't know where it hit her.
In the aftermath of Carol's shooting, Freddie Wilson's response was one of shock and desperation. After witnessing his wife being shot, Freddie's immediate reaction was to try and wrestle the gun away from Derrell, screaming for the weapon. The scuffle that followed would be Freddie's last, as the gun, now aimed at him, fired a shot beneath his chin, instantly killing him. Derrell, who was still under the influence of pain pills, described the moment with chilling detachment, noting the gruesome aftermath, blood and brain matter covering him. In the chaos, Carol, though severely injured, was still alive. It was at this moment that Derrell, instead of helping, went back to her and continued his violent assault. He stabbed her, ignoring her pleas for him to stop. Derrell's response, affected by his drug-induced state, was slow and unfeeling. He claimed he eventually stopped, allowing her to make another call to 911, something unheard of in a case like this. Moments after she had made the emergency call, whether deliberate or impulsive, Derrell fired one more shot, killing Carol. The narrative paints a horrifying picture of a man spiraling into uncontrollable violence, driven by addiction and paranoia. Though Derrell claims he didn't mean to kill, the actions he took that night tell a far darker story, one where every desperate attempt to survive by his victims was met with a brutal and deadly response. How did the Mitchells react to Derrell's killing spree? And how could Derrell get himself out of this mess? We hear more on the next episode of Voices of a Killer.
If you want to find out what happens next, right now, you can sign up at patreon.com/voicesofakiller. There you can find bonus content, early access, ad-free listening, and access to our chat community. So go to patreon.com/voicesofakiller to sign up now. Your support is what keeps us passionate about bringing these stories to you. That's a wrap on this episode of Voices of a Killer. A big shout out to Sonic Futures, who handled the production, audio editing, music licensing, and promotion of this podcast. If you want to hear more episodes like this one, make sure to visit our website at voicesofakiller.com. There you can find previous episodes, transcripts, and additional information about the podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Your feedback helps us improve and reach new listeners. Thank you for your support, and we can't wait to share more stories with you in the future. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Toby, and we'll see you next time on Voices of a Killer.